What good YouTube, and welcome to the house. Crossout Designator has the market going crazy, and not in only the ways you might think, with the 2021 megatons spiking up in price for the sealed, and then people looking over at the actual sales rates of this card going, what the heck is happening? It's selling for triple digits to so many people who are desperate just to secure their copy among a limited number of pre-salers who get access to CCG player early. We saw this with Dragoon. It's selling almost double the price it would go for, but with Crossout Designator, my realistic price radar was around 70 to 75, with hopium of being around 50, but with the sealed going up, it also gives the incentive for the chase card to go up in price. I still think it realistically could be 75 on release, but your guess is as good as mine where it will land. Will it stay triple digits? I don't think so, but now it could be more towards 90, 80. We'll have to wait and see. I don't have time traveling info brokers, but what's going crazier with Crossout Designator is people starting to look around and think, Crossout Designator targets. And I don't know how I missed this one. Time and time again it happens. Ready Fusion? Ready Fusion targets start to go. Even Layer of Darkness, what works with Tribute? One of the worst buyouts of all time. Mystic Walk. What a freaking buyout that was. But when we look here, Nibiru is starting to go on its quantities as people are going to play one Nibiru to circumvent getting Nibiru. Then also now you're going to get to enjoy trying to dodge that one of Nibiru they may or may not have in a lot of decks. The Prismatic Secret Rares definitely down in listings. Gold Rare starting to go up a little bit by a little bit. And odd enough, the Ultimate Rare actually down in price. That's because people are going for the affordable copies just to have theirs to work with Crossout Designator after spending so much money on it. But we know that the meta players love to flex, and the highest rarities might end up going again, as Nibiru's Moon rocketed several times already. Effect Veiler, I even see a Prismatic triple play set here. Well, I guess Prismatic's the OCG term. Starlight Rare. I get myself confused sometimes. It went, and we do see a lot of prices just under that range and then going way above that range quickly. And I guess, depending on your taste in waifu, not personally mine, you see the Men of Culture going for the Platinum Rare today, as well as the Gold Rare. These weren't the most in quantities to begin with, as this was cycling into the format. I would think something like the original Ultra Rares, but you can see all sorts of versions starting to just go off the market, and even Dual Devastator starting to shrink in quantity. So you may want to get your Effect Veiler copy that you want sooner than later. Even the commons, there's not the most of them, and some people are genuinely playing playsets within this metagame. Now, again, backing to the megatons, the sealed going up kind of makes a crazier dynamic, because your average pull rate for Crossout Designator, assuming no shorts, is 1.5 per case. That's 12 tens, and if 12 tens are now going near $300, Crossout Designator starts to pull up by a little bit, while other cards due to competition will slice out. Once people have tens in hand, I think a lot of people will choose to sell them sealed, seeing this price, seeing this situation, rather than necessarily crack them all open. But it's still going to be one of the most open sets of the year. Keep in mind that the release is going to be in 2 to 3 waves depending on where you live. So also there's a chokehold on the amount of singles that versus the usual amount, and the demand that is there for these reprints people have waited a full year for. That's why Triple Tactics Talent is hanging in here, and we see the early pre-sales I posted from Card Brawlers, $33 starting to go just like that. And then other people not really wanting to undercut each other too early on certain cards, while others are more reasonably falling. But I would still wait for the big boys like Tier 0, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily, see what they get allocated in their Wave 1, see what they're able to do. But I think a lot of people are going to get slammed into fulfilling their sealed orders first to make customers happy, and then pondering what they're going to do with Wave 2 as it comes to their doorstep. Now let's talk about cards that have missed the 10s. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about unaccess code talker, no access code talker, $160+ here. Even a thing in Zodiac where this guy just canceled an order saying, yeah, it wouldn't be profitable for me to sell. What a scummy seller. You should not be canceling order both on the seller and the buyer side when you commit to a sale, but here we are, people just being scumbags over that. And with access code talker, you still gotta dodge Gold Series, Brothers of Legend, OTS, freaking Ultimate, and maybe a Ghost from the Trash Ghost Rare. The last two would not lower its price very much, but we have a lot of sets coming up to where I even find it odd where people are theorioing big brain that they led with Nightmare Unicorn as one of the TCG world premiere alter arts, and we'll probably get 5 alter arts for the TCG and Gold Series like last year. We swap it with the OCG. What should have been access code Talker? Nightmare Unicorn's not the most hype, and we already have a reprint of it. Maybe he gets an alter art and then an original reprint where it's a half print of both to make a full print in Gold Series, but that's just speculation. Speaking of other reprints that are already guaranteed, Chamber Dragon Maid does have a reprint on the horizon, but not everybody likes Gold Series, and here we see it shooting back to 70 for the secret. I would still expect a reprint and accessibility to bring down the price, but Dragon Maids are the eternal rivals on Market Watch for a reason. They always exceed expectations. Lightning Storm from King's Court is almost out of quantities. You might want to get yours sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying, as the secret rare has gone up further than just $10 in price. But as this nears the secret price again, you'll probably want to get the secret to hold value in case of another reprint. Hopium for the Cyber Strike structure deck, Konami. Let's be real, they're probably not doing that, but they'll probably give imperm so there's not riots in the streets around their office. Kokimaru Supplier is now $8 when it had initially spiked to 5, 6. Yeah, Ancient Warriors that are being used in the meta, I sleep. Oh, to play with my Adamancipators? Real stuff? Kokimaru Supplier does go with Adamancipators really well. The Adamancipator engine is now going to be more accessible than ever, and this Rise of the Duelist Super without a reprint slated for anywhere. Yeah, people are going for it, and it makes a little bit of sense. Madolches are starting to tick up in price. I think most Madolche players would already have gotten this when it was $4 or $5 announced, and I didn't know there was only one printing of Madolche Palooza at this point. I could have sworn there was another, but I guess I'm just making things up in my head. It's around $6, even though it doesn't see much play. And Secret Angelis are still actually chilling out from their last buyout, so it's a pretty good time to get those if you've been waiting for that exact copy. And now, Promade making the front page for Madolches as now a $1 common, as it also missed the 10s. Bururu Adagnisser actually isn't up in price, but it's very, very low on quantities with only 2 pages. People are buying them out a bit in mass that I have seen, and you see the sales rate definitely tick up from it missing the 10s and people wanting to play at Ignisters. It's one of the better ones within the deck that you do want access to, and it's been this price for a long time, but just be aware, if you want to play this deck, you probably want this card, and it is running out of quantities. Also, Edgem Scythe is starting to get people buying quite a few quantities and calling it as a penny stock, as a lot of Fluffle cards end up heading towards $1, so people just trying to make some money there and buying them in mass. But there's still 6 pages, so take your time getting yours, but something to consider if you want to have your Fluffle deck upgraded, you never got around to it. You probably should get this and Dolphin sooner than later, as they missed the 10s. Ancient Warrior Oath is going up a little bit, but not anything crazy. And Sun Mu actually is also going down in copies. Rest of the Ancient Warriors aren't anything people seem to be rushing for. I don't think they'll have any upgraded support anytime soon, but it would be nice, Konami, not to just leave them in the dust, but they have made their mark a little on the metagame, and Double Dragon Lords is one to watch. Arch Nemesis ended up, along with the Nemesis, missing the 10s, and I've noticed these are going super low on quantities. These are cards people speculated on buyouts before, as Shadows is no slump, with its effect being really good. This card, the reads cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 monsters with different types from your graveyard and or face up on the field, can't be destroyed by card effects. You declare 1 monster type on the field, destroy all monsters with that type. Also, till the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with the type. So you get a lingering floodgate effect with destruction for a pretty easy way to summon this, thanks to how the extra deck works, giving you a ton of archetypes / typings to just go up into for the banishing. And then also I noticed Gizmek Uka, a real fan favorite. It did already have a reprint common in the Obelisk deck, but the secret rare is highest rarity, and you do have that recently updated Gizmek support, and this one also gets played as a standalone meme a bit. The secret rare wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have as a holo upgrade, as there is a very easy access common there. So that's covering things that have missed the 10s, things that are going on thanks to Crossout Designator you might not have thought about. And again, the scary thing with Crossout Designator targets is that playing one actually can have an impact when you see it, but also these are cards already revolving in the metagame, shooting their demand and price up even further thanks to this crazy card that is causing so much already just within the tens, but now it's seeping out of the tens into the market. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, spotlight, and being educated on why cards are moving and going around in their prices. And let me know what you thought of everything today. I know the big, discussion is on Crossout Designator, where it will go. All we can really do is speculate, though. We don't have a clear-cut path on where it will end up, and the waves are making things crazier than ever with how Konami's just not talking about it either. They really need to reach out.